La 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 lattes were a.
First of all, let's get into it. Chrisean Rock brother, let me start that over. Chrisean Rock's brother, y'all, today is juicy. He has been arrested and charged. Hello? You know, it's different to be arrested. But when you charge, that means you have been found guilty of your crime. And obviously, he was guilty of the attempted murder charge that he has been arrested on. So, I think Chrisean got a little bit more problems to worry about than Blueface. And that's what I be telling y'all. People be having things going on in their actual life. It's not the things that we just get to see on social media. Because, yeah, we get to see her relationship on social media. But her real life, you see it got stuff going on there. When your brother is arrested for attempted murder, that's big. That ain't no. And then let's get into the fact, you know, when you the family mule, because if you the person that's out there doing what you got to do to make sure that the family is good, whatever's going on with him, far as these jail charges and whatever charges they choose to give him, I'm talking about money, not the actual charge of the crime. She is going to be expected to come up out her pocket to help. You know that, right? Even though she ain't the one that shot the gun, people are going to bring it to the attention as she has just as much involvement because she's his sister. Not with the crime, but far as the fact, ooh, Chrisean brother got arrested for, you understand? So now when he goes into that courtroom, let's say, for instance, if he doesn't have the best lawyers, you know, they're going to expect her to pay for lawyers and whatever else needs to be paid for. And it's just sad that she's 22. She's a baby. She's the one that's basically holding the family on her back right now. So when you got things like this going on, it's just a distraction from what you actually trying to get to. Her story might not be too good far as relationship wise, but her face has already been put out there. Her name is already known. So if she decides to leave Blueface, you understand, and do her own thing, she will still be able to bring in money. But when you dealing with real life situations, like people going to jail, ain't no leaving that unless you decide to remove yourself from the situation. And see, that's where social media is undefeated. That's what I was saying. Because let her go her way, and her brother's going to jail, and people say, oh, well, you know, Chrisean brother went to jail. She ain't make sure he had that. When you become an adult, you make your own decisions. Other people are not responsible for the decisions that you choose to make. She did not tell that man to go out there and shoot anybody, nor was she there when the gun was being shot. So I don't think it should be her responsibility to have to take care of that as a situation. If she chooses to help, that would be one thing. But far as it being a force or a must, no, absolutely not. Let's go on to other things. People was deciding to allegedly beat up their girlfriends over Christmas while other people was opening gifts. Other people was on 911 calls. Yes, because Gervonta, his girlfriend, she was on the police line like, listen, help me, he's gonna kill me. But I hope and I pray, because see, it's nothing to make light of, because domestic violence is definitely serious, right? But a lot of people cry wolf in situations that's not that serious, and at a time now where people are actually losing their lives. I hope that phone call that young lady made was definitely under the circumstances that she was in fear for her life, because after the alleged situation took place, he also took to Instagram with his own proof of things that she allegedly did. But it wasn't alleged, because if he showed proof and he put it there, then that basically speaks for itself. Where she took some toothbrushes and put it in the baby's diaper and a couple of other things. Of course, you know I'll put the pictures for the juice. Okay, I will insert the pictures for the juice. But even if someone did those type of things, that was not physical. That's something that someone, you know, did, but not did to you. They might have done it to your things, but they didn't physically put their hands on you. If you actually put your hands on another person, that's a whole different ball game. So if you put your hands on her because she did those things and she actually called the police because she was in fear for her life, then we can't be having that. Because I don't know if y'all heard, right? While they was on the phone, while she was on the phone with the police, he was in the background. It's not like he was trying to run, hide, and it's not like he was being derogatory. He didn't even sound like he was hype in the background. As they were telling her to display the address, he was telling her to tell them the address. That's what it sounded like I heard in the video if you listen to it a couple of times. So maybe he wanted the police to come so they could actually see what type of situation that was taking place. Because sometimes the female can be the aggressor in the situation. Yes, very much so. Very much so. And then once the male gets overheated, and then that's when, I'm calling the police, you're going to jail. But he done took how much before it got to that point. On to other things. Let's get into this because I was going to do a story about this when I first heard about it. But I just didn't get a chance to because I was, into the Vlogmas thing. But being that I've been seeing, a couple of videos on the situation, it made me want to talk about it. Let's get into Master P and Romeo, okay? My thing with that situation is I'm just being honest with you, right? If you know, then you know. And if we've been following the situation with Master P for a couple of years, he's been up, he's been down. Now, I'm going to say for sure, if you're a true hustler, you know how to lose it and get it right back. But as far as being active throughout the timeline, the whole time, whether it was an A timeline or a B timeline, there was a timeline that was being made. You understand? And when I checked Little Romeo's roster, whether he was working on the scene or behind the scene, he's been working the whole time. You understand? So when you do things to spite other people, sometimes it come back to seriously spite you. Because when you were going through the divorce with your wife, supposedly you put the money into this account so that way they wouldn't be able to drain you. But what you did was also make a way for you to be able to drain another person, which was your son. Because if you putting your money in my bank account, right? What's separating the finances? Because if I'm steady working, I'm not keeping count. After a while, at the end of the month, maybe I'll go and say, all right, well, did this person pay me? Did this person pay me? Did this person pay me? I know I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. But actively, if you're busy, you're not actually, every check that comes into your account, but it's steady building. Now, I know Master P does a lot of things far as in the community, far as giving back. You understand? That's a beautiful thing. We all want to be able to help the people that we were once in those same situations. You understand? But what are you doing on record that's making money, that's actually helping you give these people what it is? Like, if it's no big problem and you saying you got what you got, separate the money. Separate the money. Separate the money so there won't be no mix-up. After you dispersed what you gave to your wife, why you ain't separate the money from there? That way, this where we at right now wouldn't even be. That just makes sense to me. Because me, personally, I think you're doing all these interviews and stuff like that right now to actually, because you ain't doing them for free. You ain't, P still hustling. Trust me. These interviews he doing is a form of hustling to show, listen, because Romeo is going to take this man to court at some point. Because he has his own kid now. So I understand what you was doing or what you was doing for me as a child, but now I got my own child and I need to make sure that my child is taken care of. And what you was doing was to make sure I'm taken care of. You understand what I'm saying? So at some point, he's going to involve someone that's paid to make the decision of who gets what. And Master P don't want them to go into that account and distinguish that basically in most of everything that's in there is Romeo's. Like, let's be honest. I'm being honest because I looked on Google and I'm just did you? We're not just talking about rap. No, we're talking about rap, movies, commercials, like you name it, producing shows like growing up hip hop, like the college commercial that he did for how long, like Nickelodeon, he did that. And if you actually want to get into his movie lineup, and you do know that regardless to whether those things are just coming out now or they came out then, he still gets paid for them because all of those things that he done still get plays. All of it. So I respect what Master P might be doing behind the scenes because some people behind the scenes get paid just as much as the people that's on the scene. So don't ever get that part twisted. But show us something for what it is that you saying. Because right now you just doing a lot of talking. And to me it sounds like you're doing a lot of begging and pleading for your son to understand. Because it's one thing to feel entitled, but why I gotta feel entitled when it's my money? I don't have to feel entitled to something that's mine. That doesn't make any sense to me. And if you saying what you saying, then give me what's mine. Why are you doing so much talking rather than just passing over what you saying? You know, if it's so little, if you saying I didn't make what I made and I didn't do what I do, or didn't do what I did, or didn't make as much as I'm saying, then give me what it is that you saying I made. And then that can be that. Until then, I'm going to continue because I'm a human being. And until I know the facts, I'm going to continue to talk about my Because until you can show me different, the only facts I got to go off is mine. And my facts is showing me I worked for every dime that's in mostly all of what I'm asking for. Or not too far off. So this has been your girl, Tay with the T. Came to bring you that because I found those 3 things a little interesting. Chrisean Rock, listen. Do what you do and keep your head up. We cannot be the fool for our family all the time. What they do is what they do. We still got to do what it is that we do. It is not her obligation to get that man out of the situation that he put himself in. At all. Far as Gervonta, that's how you say his name, because I hate, I'm not good with names at all, but allegedly beat up his girlfriend. Hopefully that's not the case, and I hope that if it is not the case, that she did not call those police and go that hard on that phone call for something that was not real. For all the females that is actually in situations like that. And yeah, this man had prior, got a video where he was choking out one of his other girlfriends, and you gonna call the police on him? If it was a lie. But like I said, Master P, give Romeo his money. Alright? Don't do that. Don't do that. You had your time. Let your kid be your kid and let him get what it is that he worked so hard for. He been doing and putting in his blood, sweat, and tears for years. The time is now. He want his stuff. And I agree. 100K chase, yes, I'm still on that. Help your girl win this race. You know how that go. 100K chase. Help me win that race. Anyway, and I'm out.
Lattes were a.